Hello everyone, today we're going to dive into 5 incredible foods that can help in the fight against cancer. These foods contain natural compounds that work with our bodies to prevent cancer growth, boost immunity, and support overall health. So let's get started with the first food on our list. The first food we're talking about is green tea.
Now, green tea contains catechins that have been shown to lower the risk of colon cancer, stomach cancer, esophageal cancer, cancers of the gut, actually, because you're sipping the green tea and it's flowing down and touching your entire GI tract. Now, what's in green tea? Something called catechins, specifically EGCG, all right, Edward George, Charlie George. And this is actually something that I've studied. I'm a researcher. I have actually studied food as medicine in the lab, specifically green tea. And I can tell you that this is a natural chemical found in tea leaves that when you brew a cup of tea, the EGCG comes out into the liquid. So whether you actually have tea bags, you have loose tea leaves, or you have some powdered tea, which is another form of getting it, and whether it is green tea, whether it's matcha, you're all getting this catechin into your system. So what does EGCG do in the body? Well, something quite amazing. Drinking tea has been shown by cancer researchers to lower inflammation, which is, of course, one of the drivers for cancer. Green tea also boosts the immune system. Now, we all have cancers growing inside our body. It's a natural part of being alive. When our cells divide, they make mistakes, and each of those tiny little mistakes is a microscopic cancer. But our immune system wings by, finds that microscopic cancer and takes it out like a sniper. And so good, strong immunity is actually cancer fighting, and green tea actually does that as well. But the thing that I think is most remarkable is that the catechins found in green tea cut off the blood supply to tumors. Now, all tumors are harmless until they actually get a blood supply. And this is a process called tumor angiogenesis. Now, our normal cells, our normal tissues have angiogenesis. We need them in order to be able to heal our wounds. But tumors hijack this process, okay? And they actually feed themselves to get oxygen and nutrients. And when a cancer actually does that, that is actually what allows tumors to actually grow wildly. In fact, studies in the lab have shown that without a blood supply, tumors can't grow beyond about 2 millimeters in diameter. That's the size of the tip of a ballpoint pen. But the moment blood vessels can actually grow up and touch that tumor and feed it, that tumor can grow 16,000 times in just 2 weeks' time, all right? So angiogenesis, which is normal for healing, good for our body, when tumors hijack it, the oxygen and nutrients allow the cancer to explode in growth. So tea containing the catechins cuts off the blood supply, prevents tumor angiogenesis, and that is one of the most powerful and important ways that green tea can actually be beneficial.
Green tea is well known for its rich concentration of a compound called EGCG, or epigallocatechin gallate, which is a type of catechin. Research has shown that this compound can lower the risk of cancers affecting the stomach, colon, and esophagus, all because it works its way through your GI tract, impacting the entire digestive system. So how does it work? EGCG is a powerful anti-inflammatory that helps calm the body's inflammation, which is a key factor in cancer growth. Not only that, green tea also gives our immune system a boost, helping it detect and eliminate tiny microscopic cancers that can naturally form in our bodies over time. Perhaps the most amazing benefit of EGCG is that it stops tumors from developing their own blood supply, a process known as angiogenesis. By cutting off a tumor's access to blood, green tea essentially starves cancer cells before they have a chance to grow. For the best benefits, try drinking 2 to 3 cups of green tea daily, and remember to let it cool down a bit before drinking to avoid any risk to your esophagus. Loose leaf tea or bag tea both work well. Just give it time to steep fully. Next up, we have cruciferous vegetables. These include broccoli, cauliflower, and bok choy, which belong to a family of vegetables with unique cancer-fighting properties.
Next food we're going to talk about is brassica. Brassica is a type of vegetable. It's a class group of vegetables and contains broccoli, cauliflower, bok choy, It's a green vegetable that you can saute, common in many different types of cultures. You find it in Mediterranean, you find it in Asia. And what's actually in these brassica vegetables are sulforaphanes. These are another natural chemical. And these sulforaphanes, what do? They boost the immune system, right? Good, strong immune system, knocks out microscopic cancers, also lowers inflammation. Inflammation is like the gasoline on a fire, making the cancer grow hotter and faster. When you actually calm inflammation, you're putting out the fire, all right? And actually that is very helpful when you want to fight cancer. The other thing that the brassica does, it actually contains the sulforaphanes that actually are anti-angiogenic. They starve the cancer by cutting off the blood supply. And this has also been shown with broccoli, for example. Now, here's something really interesting. This is a pro tip. The grown-up broccoli is not just the treetops. That's what we used to always eat when I was eating when I was a kid. Your mom always told you, eat those treetops. Okay, and the treetops do have the sulforaphanes, but it turns out that the stalk, the long stem of a broccoli is actually mostly a stem. It's like a whole tree with some treetops on it. The treetops have the sulforaphane, but the stalk has twice as much of the good stuff. So if you're actually cooking broccoli, cook the treetops, the florets is what they call them, but also save that stem. Stem, if you slice it on a diagonal and saute it, absolutely delicious. You'll find it in a lot of Asian dishes that way. If you don't want to saute it, you can actually just put it into a food processor and make a broccoli soup. You want to add a little oregano in there. It really makes a broccoli oregano soup is actually absolutely delicious. I actually included that broccoli oregano soup recipe in my book, Eat to Beat Disease, if you're actually interested in it. Okay.
What makes these vegetables so powerful is their sulforaphane content, a compound that boosts immune function, reduces inflammation, and prevents tumor growth by cutting off blood supply to tumors, just like green tea does. Interestingly, while most people focus on eating the broccoli florets, the stalks actually contain twice as much sulforaphane, making them a supercharged option in cancer prevention. If you're cooking broccoli, use the whole stalk, slice it thin, saute it, or blend it into soups for an easy, nutrient-packed meal. Adding cruciferous vegetables to your meals several times a week is an excellent way to include this natural cancer fighter in your diet. Our third cancer-fighting food is papaya.
Talk about is papaya. Now, most people don't think about papaya as a cancer-fighting food, but this is actually sort of an oblong football-sized and kind of oval-shaped fruit, tropical. When you cut it open, when it's ripe, it's actually bright orange inside with little black seeds. You scoop out the seeds, and the flesh, when it's ripe, is absolutely delicious. You can just eat it up with a spoon, slice it up, put it onto a plate, and just have it for breakfast, have it after dinner for a dessert. Absolutely delicious. Now, papaya has been shown to actually lower the risk of lung cancer. Now, why is that? Well, that red color in papaya contains carotenoids, something called beta-cryptoxanthin and beta-carotene. And these actually are also anti-inflammatory, and you guessed it by now, you get the drift, it's actually anti-angiogenic as well. All right, so we went through tea, we went through broccoli, brassica, and now we're on to papaya. I love to have papaya for breakfast. It's a great way to get some fruit. It's not very sweet, which is an advantage if you need to watch the amount of sugar you eat. And speaking of sugar, sugar and fruit is perfectly fine for most people. All right, don't eat too much of it, eat a reasonable amount of it. And the whole fruit is always going to be easier on your metabolism because it has less sugar in it than having the juice. So I always recommend having papaya fruit as opposed to papaya juice if you're going to actually enjoy papaya.
This tropical fruit is a bit of an unsung hero when it comes to cancer prevention. Papaya is rich in carotenoids, such as beta-cryptoxanthin, which are known to reduce the risk of lung cancer and offer strong anti-inflammatory effects. The bright orange color of papaya's flesh comes from these carotenoids, which not only help reduce inflammation but also prevent tumors from forming a blood supply, much like green tea and broccoli. This makes papaya a fantastic addition to a cancer-preventive diet, Eating papaya is easy, just cut it open, scoop out the seeds, and enjoy the fruit's mild sweetness. For an added benefit, opt for whole papaya instead of juice to reduce sugar intake and enjoy the added fiber. You can enjoy it as a breakfast option or even as a healthy dessert. Next, let's talk about purple potatoes.
Next food we're going to talk about are purple potatoes. If you haven't seen a purple potato, it is a beautiful potato. Regular potatoes, kind of brown, dirty looking. Purple potato, you could tell even from the outside. There's something interesting because it's purplish on the outside, but when you cut it in half and hold it open, man, that is a beautiful purple color. And the purple comes from a natural dye called anthocyanin. Anthocyanins are bioactives, and these bioactives, you guessed it, lower inflammation. They cut off the blood supply to tumors, anti-angiogenic against tumors, cuts off the blood supply feeding cancers. And there's one additional thing that I think is absolutely brilliant about purple potatoes, and the research that has been done on them in a lab, is that purple potatoes actually have been shown to kill cancer stem cells. Now, cancers are just an abnormal mass of cells, but when they keep on coming back, they need their own stem cells to regenerate themselves. You know, when a cancer patient actually has their tumor removed by surgery, treated by chemo or radiation, and you're done, right, for 5 years, but sometimes they come back. Well, the reason those cancer cells come back is because of their stem cells. That cancer figures out how to resurrect itself. And so purple potatoes actually have been shown to kill colon cancer stem cells. What an amazing thing. Plus, a beautiful food to boot. Now, by the way, if you actually cook purple potatoes, steam them, saute them, bake them, do it however you like. You can make a purple potato soup. I have a recipe for purple potato gnocchi in my first book. Absolutely beautiful. If you want to actually make it even better for your gut microbiome, all right, because there's fiber in potato, you actually put it in the fridge, turns into resistant starch, easier to digest, and also helps your gut microbiome become healthier. So purple potato.
These beautiful purple-hued potatoes are packed with anthocyanins, which give them their color and their cancer-fighting punch. These compounds not only reduce inflammation and stop tumor blood supply, but have also been shown to target cancer stem cells. Cancer stem cells can cause cancer to return after treatment, so by eliminating these cells, purple potatoes may help prevent recurrence. You can cook purple potatoes in various ways, bake them, steam them, or even make a soup. If you want to make them especially beneficial for your gut, chill them in the fridge after cooking. This forms a resistant starch, which is good for digestion and helps improve gut health. These colorful potatoes add a beautiful, nutritious boost to your meals and are an excellent choice in a cancer-fighting diet. Our final food is the pomegranate.
All right, let's talk about next food. We're going to talk about pomegranates. Speaking about purplish, reddish foods, the pomegranate, also a tropical fruit, although you can find them in most grocery stores now. They are kind of like a big apple with a thick skin and a little bit of a crown at the very top. They're heavy. You know why they're heavy? Because they're filled with seeds that around every seed is a little bit of liquid, and that's pomegranate juice. Now, these seeds in pomegranate juice are packed with bioactives. These are naturally occurring chemicals that give foods their biological punch. Okay, this is what you eat to beat disease. Are these foods with these bioactives? And in pomegranate, they're called elagitannins. Now, elagitannins also help to give the bites, the kind of acidity, and also contribute to the color of the pomegranate. You want to be careful when you actually eat and work with pomegranate, because that dye around the seeds will stain your clothes if you're not careful. All right, but absolutely delicious. You know, by the way, each seed looks like a little ruby, beautiful red color. You ever see pomegranate in salad? I had a Syrian salad the other day called fattoush, and it had little pomegranate seeds in it. So as you're eating the salad, you bite into it, these little ruby, fruity rubies, and an explosion of sweet flavor and juice. Absolutely delicious. Okay, so what do Elijah tannins do? Well, they do a couple of things. Pomegranate Elijah tannins have been shown to cut off the blood supply to tumors, all right, starve cancer, anti-angiogenic, and in fact, clinical studies have even been done in men with prostate cancer showing that pomegranate juice can actually slow down the rise of PSA. Now, you don't know, PSA is a blood marker that goes up when you have prostate cancer, and for men who are actually having their PSA go up, having pomegranate juice pretty much kept them at a cruising altitude so they wouldn't actually keep rising. Pretty amazing, right? So what do we think actually is going on? Well, it turns out Elijah tannins are anti-angiogenic. They cut off the blood supply to cancer. And in the case of prostate cancer, would make the prostate cancer harder, make it harder for them to actually grow and become more aggressive. Hence, we think this is actually why the PSA actually is able to be leveled off. Now, the other thing that pomegranate juice does, which is really amazing, is that the Elijah tannins, which you eat, trickles down your gut, goes down to your lower gut, your colon, and it stimulates your colon to produce natural mucus, right? We think about mucus normally in the upper throat, back of the mouth, right? If you want to actually have spit, right? But mucus is all throughout our GI tract, all throughout our intestines, and in the colon. When your colon secretes mucus, mucin, it helps a natural healthy gut bacteria called Akkermansia muciniphila. Some people say mucinophilia, wrong. Akkermansia muciniphila. This is one of your best friends of gut bacteria because Akkermansia, when it comes to cancer, talks to your immune system, makes your immune system a lot beefier and stronger in the battle against cancer. So here's pomegranate with pomegranate juice with Elijah tannins that actually lower inflammation. They starve cancer by cutting off the blood supply. They help nurture your gut microbiome, including an organism, Akkermansia muciniphila, that actually talks to your immune system.
Known for its bright red seeds or arils, pomegranate is rich in Elijah tannins, which help reduce inflammation, starve tumors by blocking blood flow, and support gut health. Studies have shown that Elijah tannins can even slow the progression of prostate cancer. Pomegranate juice and seeds contain compounds that promote healthy gut bacteria, which in turn helps the immune system better fight cancer cells. Each of these seeds, when eaten, bursts with flavor, making them perfect for salads or as a snack. Just be cautious when handling pomegranates, as their juice can stain. Including pomegranate in your diet, especially in season, is a delicious way to support your health. The seeds can be enjoyed on their own or tossed into a salad for added color and flavor. So there you have it, 5 powerful foods that help fight cancer. From green tea and cruciferous vegetables to papaya, purple potatoes, and pomegranate, each of these foods offers unique benefits that work together to strengthen the body's natural defenses. Try adding these foods into your meals regularly and enjoy the many health benefits they bring. Thank you for tuning in, and here's to a healthier, cancer-fighting diet.